Before I want to begin, I do want to make a couple of comments, which, I just find it just astounding what people are doing. I don't think there's ever been such an onslaught of an individual like Trump ever before, in the sense certain ideas. First of all, the media, the newspapers, and so on and so forth, they have betrayed their profession. They have betrayed it. It's treachery, what it is, and it's a tremendous what's called chutzpah of what they're doing. If you have an opinion about somebody, you write that in, I think, the op-ed page. I think that's what it's called. And you can say whatever you want. It's your opinion. But how can you write in articles which are supposed to be even-handed and unbiased and reflect true journalistic principles? How do you come out and write, stories about Trump or avoid stories about Hillary, the omissions itself? It's just astounding to watch. I've never seen such a betrayal of professional principles as I've seen today. They are incredibly biased. They have their own agenda, but that's fine. So do that on the opinion page. What does this have to do with reporting accurate and truthful news in the newspapers? They should be covering each person, whether it be Hillary or Trump, totally. Instead, we know what they're doing: lying, distorting, and omitting ideas, which of course they are trying to slant the truth. So what they're doing is unparalleled in the dishonesty, fraud, and falsehood that they're generating, and so on. Like I said, if they want to say something, then they should say it on the opinion page. Where does this come to real journalism? I think what they're doing is a tremendous injustice, not only to Trump, but also to their own profession. And I want to tell you something. What is astounding is this. Everybody knows by now, with all the scandals, what Hillary is. She's basically an unindicted felon. Everybody knows she's guilty just because Comey didn't want to do anything, which of course he himself betrayed his own principles because he knows she's guilty. If it would have been anybody else, of course she would have said indict. But for whatever reason, and reasons are obvious, because you're not going to indict a nominated Democrat and so on. But whatever it is, justice has been completely obliterated by the FBI. But everybody knows what Hillary is by now. I mean, she's an unindicted felon. Not only that, it's not only that she revealed, as he said, grossly negligent, which is a crime, and you don't need intent as far as I know. What she has also done is she sold out her office, a bribery. It's called shochet. And the Torah is extremely strict about shochet, about bribery. She has sold her office to the highest bidder, and she has peddled influence, access, and of course favors for people based on their ability to pay. This is clear bribery, and so on. Which is, as far as I know, it's a felon. It's a felony. Everybody knows this is true. Not only that, everybody knows she's a pathological liar. She lies openly to everybody, hoping she'll get away with it. So she's a pathological liar. And not only that, we all know what she stands for. She's totally incompetent. Everybody knows that. She has done nothing. If anything, she has made things under her jurisdiction, foreign policy and so on, terrible. Everybody knows that. So, and she has nothing to run on. We know that. And that's why she never gives a press conference in, what did they say, 270 days, which is unheard of. And the only way she can get Trump to stop is by condemning Trump with lies, distortions, and untruths and so on. So everybody knows this. So the question is, this incredible. Everybody knows she's going to appoint liberals that's going to destroy the moral and ethics of the United States, which they have already done. That she's going to do this. Not only that, but she's incompetent, she's a liar. And not only that, but the whole world looks to America for guidance. Whether we realize it or not, America is a leader among the world. And they look for the morality and the righteousness and the law for America. America has become a laughing stock, but what's worse is that people are going to say, well, if America doesn't do it, why do we have to do it? America fundamentally has justified the dictatorships and the the terrible governments that we find in the world, America justifies this because they can say, well, America does it too also. So what do you want from us? This is a terrible thing. In many ways, America will lead the world to be tremendously unethical and immoral. And besides that, even if you didn't like Trump, what's the alternative? Her? She raised the tax. I don't want to get into the politics, but she will destroy America through the Supreme Court, through her own incompetence and lying and so on. She'll destroy the world, and she'll destroy the generations of children in America. I mean, does this make sense? Even if you don't like Trump, do you have an option? Is it better to vote for a person that's a criminal? That's he's a criminal? That's what you want to put in the presidency? It's astounding when you think about that. Fine. So like these guys, the guys who ran Kasich or Ted Cruz, Jeb Bush. Okay, you're angry at the guy. Fine, I understand that. But by not coming out and endorsing him, essentially you're destroying America. You are aiding and abetting the destruction of America. How are you going to face your kids? How are you going to face the world when the immorality and and unethics of the world go substantially worse? How do you live with yourself? How are you going to face God when he's going to say to you, how do you do something like this? Even if you don't like her, even if you don't like him, Trump, how do you do this kind of stuff? This is unheard of. So besides Hillary, besides the media, what they're about to do is it's just beyond imagination, mind-boggling. What these people are doing for the, and so on. And I believe what makes it even worse is that God is very strict about justice. And the Ummah Ha'olam, the nations of the world, are commanded according to the 7 Noachide mitzvahs for din, for a legal system and justice. What she has done and what the United States, the Democratic Party, the FBI and all these guys that purport values of morality and ethics and so on, what they have done is that they have made, by allowing her, not only not indicting her, but they have allowed her to become president, they allowed her to run as president of the United States. This is a public mockery of justice. That's what it is. Because everybody knows she's guilty. What they have done is that they have mocked justice publicly. And in many ways, if she wins, I feel sorry for America, because they have no idea of the punishment that God will mete out to them, because it's not just America they will destroy, and not just America they will destroy in the future for the kids, generations of children, but it's the entire world that they will lower on a morality, ethics, and righteousness degree. They will have lowered it, and God will not forgive America for doing that. And I shudder to think what he's going to do to America. And believe me, anything is open to him. And so on. Just take a look, as I mentioned, Louisiana. And I believe the reason is because they have these views that same gender and homosexuality is permitted, with a celebration of what do you call it? A Southern Decadence Day. God obviously is not going to stand for this. So in many ways, I feel sorry for America if she wins. And I'll tell you something interesting, which is I believe to be true, although I have no proof. She is exactly replicating her husband's behavior, Bill Clinton, who was impeached. And by the way, impeachment by the Congress is equivalent to an indictment by a court, same thing. But they didn't convict him. Okay, and everybody knew he was a liar. They had all the proof and so on. He was guilty of perjury, and the people sitting in prison for that. Then he got away scot-free. And not only he was able to remain as president. What does that mean? Why did they do that? Why did the Congress, betray their own values, their own sense of justice and so on? I'll tell you why. Because of the dot-coms. Because Wall Street was doing tremendous. If you remember in the 90s, in the 90s, they were doing tremendous. Everybody was making piles of money. So therefore, I think the main reason, they didn't want to upset the apple cart, as they say. Everybody's making money, and if you convict this guy, Bill Clinton, that's the end of Wall Street. So what they did is they openly allowed a person who was indicted criminally, and they had proof, to remain as president, which is supposed to be the supervisor of justice, and they allowed him to remain. Why? Because of money, because of greed. Wall Street. .coms, hey, but he's making a ton of money. God forbid, don't touch this guy, or that's the end of the what they call the golden goose, the eggs, that the and so on, the basket of golden eggs and so on. So what did God do? I believe that what he did, he said, okay, you want to do this? You want to publicly mock justice? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. It's one thing if Venezuela does it. What's his name, Maduro and so on. I mean, he's out of his mind anyway. Destroying that country. That's okay, that's one thing. But America is the leader of the world. And everybody looks to America. So God says, you want to do this? Okay, I'll show you something. And in 2007, it started in 6, 7, and 8, God almost destroyed America with these subprime mortgages. America was almost bankrupt. How much did they lose? I think $500 trillion, or whatever the value was, and so on. It's nisim v'niflois, as they say. It is miracles that God decided not to destroy America. Because if America is destroyed, everything is destroyed. The whole world collapses after America. Because America is the greatest economy in the world. And if America is destroyed, the whole world will go into an incredible depression. And so on. So he saved America. But I believe that the reason why he did that was an einish, a punishment. You want to save this guy and mock justice, right? Because of the greed of Wall Street? Fine. I'll destroy Wall Street. And that's what he did. And believe me, he just could have wiped it all out. And so on. So they don't get it. I believe if they put in Hillary as president, you may see the same thing happen. But who knows if God is going to be merciful again. Anyway, that's what I have to say about Hillary, about Bill, and about the media, and about all the other crazy people that even if they don't want Trump, the Never Trump campaign is absolutely insane. Because what you're doing is you're saying, I don't want to vote for Trump. Okay, so you're going to put a criminal that everybody knows, a liar, an incompetent, who will destroy America's values and who will destroy for generations children and the entire world. This is what you want to put as an alternative? Hey, wake up, grow up, get over your personal feelings of anger. Okay, he's not perfect, Trump, but what's the alternative? Destruction of America and American values. Is this what you want? Do these guys make sense? No, they don't. Anyway, that's my observations about what's going on.